Okay, this is the warm-up for the 3-week conditioning with an emphasis on time under tension and mobility. Your warm-up is going to be based around mobility. Okay, let me get this light. Is insane. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do an inchworm downward dog pose. Inchworm, we're just going to move through, and then every so often, about 3 or 4 steps on the inchworm, you're going to go to a downward dog pose. Okay, so here we go. Alright, we're going to stop and see how that looks. Okay, we're going to do the pigeon pose, or piriformis, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to do the instep, 5 each side, with a 3-second hold. So we're going to go pigeon pose first, okay, 5 each side. And then we're going to do the instep, 5 each side, okay? Alright. Instep, right knee up, left knee back. It can be on the ground or off the ground, but get that knee back. Instep, elbow on the inside, and let your body sink down, okay? Sink down. That's one. Other side, sink down. You should be feeling this in the groin area, okay? You should be feeling this on the inside. Okay, don't force it down, just relax. Relax into the pose. Okay, switch. For about 3 seconds, relax into the pose. Okay? 5 times each side between the pigeon pose, which you'll feel in your hip, and then the instep, okay, which you'll feel on the inside of your thigh, the groin psoas area. Okay. Okay, we're doing the half kneeling psoas stretch. Okay. This one is going to work out the front of the thigh area and your hip flexors, what's probably been giving a lot of people trouble. So what we're going to do here, okay, we're just going to drop down to a half kneeling position, okay, or lunge, but half kneeling. So, okay, half kneeling position. Okay. Now this could go pretty wrong pretty quick, okay? So what I'm not doing is I'm not thrusting my hip forward and then bringing my shoulders back, okay? That's not, you're gonna feel tightness here, right in here, but that's not a stretch on your hip flexors. That's your ligaments, that's your groin hanging on and saying, the fuck are you doing? Why are you trying to go that way, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our breath in, okay? And we're gonna drive forward. So again, I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing this, okay? If you see somebody doing this, laugh at them, okay? So we're here. I'm in a nice stable position. Stable meaning I'm not wobbly. I'm going to drive my knee and then my hips forward here. But I'm not extending and I'm not pulling back, okay? I'm staying nice and tight and I'm just driving until I feel a slight pull right here on my hip flexor, right on my quad, Okay? And I just kind of relax here and hold this. Okay? I'm going to do the other side now. Okay? I'm in a nice stable position. Okay? And if you're tight here, you're going to feel this in the half kneeling position. You will feel this right now. Okay? And so here I go again. Okay? I'm not arching back and I'm not driving past my point. That pull that you feel overextending, again, it's not a stretch. It's not a good stretch. It's your ligament holding on. Saying, hey, stop pulling me out of position. So we're going to take our breath here. I'm in a good position. I mean, I can hold my hands up here. I can hold a ball out. I'm nice and stable. I'm just going to drive my knee forward while pushing my left hip, left leg on the side that's down, the knee that's down. We're all coming forward together to feel that stretch. And then you'll feel this one all over your quad as opposed to this where you feel it in one specific area. Okay? Here we go, driving forward. We're going to hold that. Okay? Okay, we're doing thoracic mobility and activation, thoracic spine. Two reasons why we're going to do this is anytime you do a deadlift, or anytime, I'll just do it over here, anytime you do a deadlift or a squat, if I squat down here, I can go here, or I could do this and overextend really bad. Or if I'm doing a deadlift, I drop down, my back could be rounded, or I could overarch. So what we're going to do is we're going to warm up the two extremes, okay? The hyperextension here, okay? And then we're going to warm up this when our shoulders go past our hips up high. The reason we're going to warm those two areas up, we don't want to end up in those positions, but the reason we're going to warm those up is in case we do end up in those positions. Okay, if we have heavy enough weight and it forces us into a bad position, we've already been there through warm-up, so we're not going to take a lot of damage, and it's not going to pull anything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into a quadruped position, all fours. Okay, toes here, butt here. I'm going to drop down to my hands. Here I am on my hands, okay? And my knees are a little bit about shoulder width apart. I'm driving my butt back into my heels, okay? And what I'm doing is, now if you'll notice, I look like I'm in a squat position. I'm just on all fours. I am in a squat position, okay? Here, I'm just doing this forward, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a big breath, just like we trained. Arch, high. Here's the hyperextended position. And I'm going to relax and breathe here. I'm going to squeeze my abs. Okay, I'm squeezing my abs. And then as I arch here, I'm going to blow out. Okay, I'm arching. Breathe in. Blow out. Trying to get my back rounded and as high as I can. I'm going to do that for 5 reps, and then I'm going to reverse the way I do this. I am now going to breathe in while I let my belly and my abs and my low back curve underneath. So I'm going to breathe in down here now. And then I'm going to blow out up here. Breathe in. And blow out. Okay? So I'm going to do that 5 times each way while breathing either into my back up high and then blowing out down low, or breathing in down low and then blowing out up high. Okay? What I'm doing is I'm expanding my lateral chest wall. I'm expanding the area that my body will allow me to go. Therefore, I'm not going to get hurt if my body accidentally does that. But it also opens up and makes you just feel loose and makes you feel more mobile. It's also a safety measure. Okay, it opens up that thoracic a little bit. Okay? All right. Okay, you should have a little bit of a sweat in doing the mobility warm-up. We're not going to do the buy-in movements. The buy-in is the buy-in to the workout. Okay, these are movements that are going to be a little bit more specific to what we're doing that day. Okay? So the dumbbell kettlebell counterbalanced squat. Okay, this is going to allow you to control your squat movement. You're gonna do 3 of 8 on this, okay? And so without a kettlebell, normally when people air squat and they're not warmed up or whatever, dropping into a squat can be, so here I am, I drop into a squat, okay? My toes are a little off the ground right now, okay? I haven't done the entire warm up, and so I'll say I'm a little bit tight right now in my calves. So what we're going to do is, so my toes are off the ground, I'm a little bit forward, I'm in no position to start squatting right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a light counterbalance. So you can do a dumbbell or you can do a kettlebell. I actually prefer the kettlebell, but depending on, most gyms don't have kettlebells, so we're just going to go with the dumbbell. We're going to hold it like a baseball grip, okay? Just grab it, okay? We're going to hold it to our chest, so it's a light weight that we can hold up here, nice and comfortable. And when we squat, we're going to push the weight out. Now look at me. Heels on the ground, good position to squat, come back up, okay? The weight is allowing me to sit back more, counterbalance. So again, I'm going to push it out as I squat, and this weight's going to pull me forward as I pull myself back, and now I can kind of move around on my squat, come back up, okay? One more time, down, come back up, okay? Very lightweight, it's part of the buy-in. Counterbalance should help you open up your hips a little bit so you can squat a little bit deeper, okay?